I didn't realize how much I missed Hunger Games. Hello, welcome back. Today I am here to review Hunger Games, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So this film takes place 64 years before the first Hunger Games movie. It follows Cornelius Snow, played by Tom Blythe, as he mentors a District 12 female tribute played by Rachel Zegler. And it's just a really interesting film. I watched it with my dad and he was sort of saying how it felt like the Revenge of the Sith to the Hunger Games movies. And yeah, I agree. It brings a lot of context to President Snow just as a person, humanizes him a little bit and just shows that he wasn't always a monster, in that there is a man behind that. But then as this movie goes on, we see his journey into becoming a bit of a monster. And that's sort of my one big issue with this film. This would have been one of the best movies of the year if it was a part 1 and a part 2, and this year we got part 1. Because this film, as it is split into 3 different parts. And I believe the first 2 parts are really similar in tone and work so well together as a movie. And if we just expanded on them a tad bit more and made it its own feature film, that right there would have been such a good movie just on its own. I felt like it sort of completed certain character arcs enough for it to work as its own individual film. And then if they took the third part of this film and expanded it much more, because that third part felt so rushed. And I'm being really vague right now because I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't watched it. The effects and like just the emotions that this third part wants to make you feel, I think would have been a lot more successful if it was given more room to breathe and develop on its own. Because there are just so many moments in this part that I feel like could have been expanded on, just so many storylines that really could have been fleshed out more. And just, you know, we have this turn of a certain character in this part, and I just feel like that turn occurs a little too quickly, and it could have been dragged out from the half hour it was given to an hour, or at least like 45 minutes, you know, just to you know, just let it breathe more and let us, the audience, be able to feel it more. I hate to keep going on this little tangent I'm going on, but this third part, you know, its tone is just jarringly different from the tone of the first 2. You know, the first 2, it's a lot more dystopian and grand, and this third one is a lot more personal. Those are 2 separate movies, in my opinion. I know really big fans of the franchise might not be a fan of making it 2 parts because, you know, one book should be one movie, but not really. This book obviously had so much in it that it could definitely have been split into 2. Dune was split into 2 and seems like it's gonna work out incredibly. And I feel like if this movie was split into 2, each of the 2 movies would have been better individually than this one was with them together. And that's a hill I'm willing to die on, which is why I am going on such a tangent about it. But to go back to the film itself, it was great to spend a lot more time in the capital of Panem in this film. We don't spend nearly as much time in it and just kind of living in it, getting a feel for the people and the culture of it. Just not nearly as much time is given to it in the original 4 Hunger Games movies as what we get in this movie. And just, it brings a lot of context to those original 4 films. And I appreciate that immensely. I also really enjoyed the performances of both Tom Blythe and Rachel Zegler. I thought they both did wonderfully. I think Blythe did better, but not by much. I heard a few people say that they didn't like Rachel Zegler's performance and that they missed Katniss a little bit. I didn't feel, like that missing Katniss, missing Jennifer Lawrence from this film. I found this film to be really successful without her. You also had big supporting roles from Hunter Schafer, Jason Schwartzman, Peter Dinklage, and Viola Davis. I thought all 4 of them did really well for the roles that they were given. Viola Davis is very just kind of mad scientist-y. She doesn't really feel that realistic, but honestly, I didn't care. I was eating up her character so much because she was just so fun, and I really appreciated her screen presence, and her lab too just looked awesome. Like, just the design of the lab was really well done. And my final thought is just, I really liked the way they filmed the fights in this movie. There's this one take type of filming that is used here that is just riveting to watch. Every time a weapon is swung, the camera moves with it. And I love that. I eat that type of stuff up, and to see it in a Hunger Games movie, it was great. Really love just the one take type of action, and it fit Hunger Games so well. With that being said, again, I feel like this movie would have been a lot better in 2 different parts. And because of that, it only gets 3.5 stars. But what about all of you? Do you agree with my take that this film should have been split into 2? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe. This is a very small channel that I am incredibly passionate about, and I could use all the support I could get. Thank you so much for tuning into this review, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.